talking about College Hill throwbacks, I can't be the only one that remembers the infamous, oh, you want some cognac? I give you some fucking cognac from season 3. Millennial slide to the front. It was College Hill season 3, Virginia State University, 2006. Now, it was 4 people involved in this story. The first is Ray. Ray was alleged to be either a junior or a senior taking up mass communications or journalism down to the school. Something in communications. He was also the mascot at the school, and he just so happened to be a gay man. Now, word on the curb is that with all of this mixed together, it had the girls thinking that Ray was easy down to the school newspaper, which was the gossip column. Now, they thought that Ray was the one ran the school telling if Shaquanja was pregnant on a Thursday and if Malcolm was caught down to the football locker room slurping and gurping on a Friday. Like, they thought that he was the shade room for the shade room, which put a huge target on his back coming in the house. Up next is Deidra. Now, Deidra was a cheerleader down to the Virginia State University. She was a part of the woo-woos. You know, the ones with the deep voices and the shaky skirts. If you know, you know. Now, Deidra was a stereotypical cheerleader because she grew up in a upper middle class family. So everything she said was straight motherfucking ignorant. She would say stuff like, I don't know why somebody would be homeless. I don't know why somebody would be hungry. I don't know why somebody would be on food stamps. Why would you be on Section 8? Like, just work. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. She was that type of bitch. And as expected, Deidra was a major instigator in the house. Whenever you saw drama or an argument, that was standing right there at the focal point. Up next is Armando, the nasty Q-dog. Now, Armando is your typical tall, dark, and handsome guy that's dumb as a box of rocks. All the lights on, nobody's home. The elevator do not go to the top floor. They the type that's fine, come to college, become a Q-dog, study interdisciplinary studies, and become a fucking gym teacher after they graduate. Ain't nothing going on over there. And truthfully, he ain't had many claims to fame outside of this cognac situation, but the main thing that he used to do was invite all of his profiles over, even the ones back from 1965, and would have them violate the girls. Like, they would always be talking about, take your shirt off, oh, take your drawers off, touching on the girls, getting close up on them, talking about some, you gonna do me in tonight, and he would never say anything. Like, he would be talking about, that's my big, I can't disrespect him. Nigga, yes, you can. And last and probably least, it's the white boy wheel. Now, please keep in mind that this was 2006, so this was the, let me see your grills, your grills, honey. So Will thought that he was Paul Walt 2.0. Used to be talking about how much he loved black women, go to a black barber, he wear grills, he wear his big pants, honey. He rapping around the house talking about he that guy. He was even on the football team and was the alleged only freshman in the house. Meanwhile, if we would have put up them grades and them credits, he wouldn't have been the only one. Now, like I said before, this was episode 7, so they had been in that house for quite a while. Like, they were super acquainted, super comfortable around each other. It wasn't that many arguments, not that many fights, but we all know after 2 to 3 weeks, possibly a month, you start getting irritated with motherfuckers. And if you ever been to college, you already know the most chaotic and drama-filled week of the year is homecoming week. Now, homecoming week comes around, but it rains every single day of that week. So instead of all of them teaming up and just going to the homecoming events together, they say, oh, hell nah, baby. They start dispersing Sigma events, Omega events. I'm a woo-woo. I'm a football player. I'm a mascot. They disperse. So it's different numbers of people at the house at different times. Now, keep in mind that Ray is the mascot for the school. So they call him up like, ring, 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 ring. Hey, Ray, you ain't going to be able to come out here with this big, nasty, hot uniform on because it's raining. So you going to have to stand on the sidelines. Or matter of fact, you could just keep your ass at the house. So he got an attitude now. And it wasn't an attitude for no reason because Ray was graduating. This was going to be the last time he could put on his mascot uniform for homecoming in his college career. So he had every right to throw a hissy fit. Ray was sad for 2.5 seconds, ran down to his room, got on the phone, said, girl, you want to go to the party tonight? She said, oh, hell yes. He went ahead and laid out his outfit, put out his bottle of cognac, baby, and said, you know what? I'm going to study and take me a nap in between. So he ran down to the computer and put his headphones in. Make sure you keep an eye out for that cognac. While Ray is sitting at this desk typing away, Deidra, Armando, and Will come home. Now, these people done came from God knows where, honey. They drunk as a skunk. Armando is tipsy boots down. He done came from a Q event from drinking all that Q oil and eating him a good old chicken leg. Deidra hair standing on top of her head. She probably done came from a woo-woo event doing God knows what. And Will was with the football team that either lost or won. Who knows? We know what the football players get into. Maybe a little 20-twin. They meet up at the house in the little middle area and start congregating on who they finna fool with. Now, the only person that was home outside of them was Ray. So Ray was the next target. While they standing there, Armando turns in the direction of Ray's room and sees the cognac bottle laying on Ray's bed. He then goes, I want some cognac. I want some cognac. I want some cognac to Deidra and Will. He then says, I don't want to go ask him. So Will, you go ask Ray, can I get some cognac? And like I told y'all before, Will was a white man, so he was shaking in his boots. And you already know how Ray get down. He got a snippy mouth on him. Like, this is 2006. They college students. They broke as... You be broke in college. You don't have no money for nothing. So he probably spent his last few dimes on a Hennessy bottle. And y'all want to ask for some. Like, no. Will finally builds the courage to twist his ass up in that room. He taps on Ray's shoulder. Ray peels the headphone back slowly. Will says, Armando said... Ray said no. And slid the headphone back on. Without hesitation, Will twisted his ass back around and told Orlando that Ray said no. And just like every cute dog, Orlando was acting like he ain't never heard the word no. Tell me, no. Tell me, you know what? That's cool. So he sprints out of nowhere to Ray's room to get this cognac bottle. While he's secretly trying to go get the bottle, Ray slides his headphones back and hears them talking about his shit. So he gets up real fast and runs after Orlando in the room. Now, Deidra and Will is like, get out of there, Orlando. But Ray already standing at the door like, get out of my shit, get out my motherfucking room. So he ushered Orlando out like he pushing him like, get out my motherfucking room. We're in the midst of all this. Orlando had the motherfucking nerve to call Ray childish. Talking about, you childish. You don't want to share your stuff. That's fine. I'ma drink my Puerto Rican rum. Acting a fucking fool because he already drunk as a skunk, honey. Ray like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. Drink your cheap shit. You want me getting my Hennessy. Ray go back to the computer and put his headphones on, trying to ignore the dog up out of them. They in the hallway screaming, give me some cognac. Give me some cognac. I want some cognac. Ray ignores them. Orlando sprints back to the room to get the cognac with Deidra and Will guarding the door for the second time. Ray gets up again and catches him trying to get that motherfucking cognac. He like, get the fuck out my room. Get the fuck out my room. Get the fuck out my room. Like he getting more and more heated as the time go by. Orlando started begging for something to drink at the door and Ray go, take your drunk ass to the stove. Girl, why in the midst of all this, Deidra talking about some, I wasn't trying to get nothing to drink, Ray. It wasn't me, Ray. Bitch, please. Ray was pissed to the highest levels of pissivity, so he went ahead and closed his door and ran downstairs to go to another room, because can't nobody deal with their drunk ass. You would think that at that point they would just leave him alone, but no. Orlando runs back upstairs into Ray's room and tries to look for the liquor. Now, at this point, Ray had hit the liquor because you not finna get my stuff. Y'all playing too much. Like, I don't got time. Y'all trying to touch my Hennessy. I done spent my tuition on this Hennessy. Like, hell no. So Orlando looking through the room like, where that? Orlando so drunk, he can't even hear Ray footsteps coming back up the stairs, so he's still searching around. Ray at the door like, get out of my motherfucking room. Like, he mad. For real, like, ain't no laughing, ain't no jokes no more. So Orlando walks out, but as he walks out, Ray takes the door and slams it after him, like, pushes his ass on out. Deidra, Will, and Orlando in the hallway congregating. They like, what else can we do to get this bottle? We really want something to drink. We don't want this cheap-ass Puerto Rican rum that Orlando got. What is we gonna do? So Orlando is like, let's start kicking his door open. Deidra kicks the door open, Ray slams it back. Orlando kicks the door open, Ray slams it back. Will kicks the door open, Ray slams it back. Now keep in mind that at this point, Ray was in the bed with his big t-shirt and drawers, having a good old slumber, trying to get ready to get white boy wasted that night with his own cognac. So it wasn't like he was just standing by the door waiting to slam it back. He was in the bed sleeping. They would kick it open. He would have to get all the way up, come all the way across the room and close it again. And they just kept doing it hour after hour. Now, after hours of torment, Ray finally gets up, opens the door slowly. They all in the hallway like, what's going on? He gonna give us some cognac. Because the bottle was in his hand. He screams to the top of his lungs, you want some cognac? You said you want some cognac? I'll give you some motherfucking cognac, bitch. Drink it. And he poured on the ground. Like I'm talking a whole big bottle of Hennessy. Like he poured the whole all out on the rug right in front of their face. All they saw was the liquor and them dollar signs just flying before their eyes. Do you know that after all of that, Deidra had the motherfucking nerves to knock on Ray's door, open it without him saying come in, and peeked her head through and say, Ray, that was so wrong of you. You need to get out here and clean this up. Like, that's unacceptable. Like, we share a home. You poured that out on the floor. That's crazy. Like, bitch, you better be glad he didn't do like Missy B and take that bottle and crack your ass upside the head. Talking about he need to clean it up. Bitch, you been antagonizing me all day, bitch. How about you clean it up? Like he said, drink it, bitch. Lick it up off that ground. Ray politely says, Deidra, get out of my room. Deidra sees that he's not engaging with her, so she takes her ass out to the hallway and starts talking super loud, talking about some, this is childish. You live with other people like Orlando and Will. You feel what I'm saying? Girl, your friends are nowhere to be found. They done ran off to another room because they already know you put 20 on 10. She out there talking to Casper the ghost. Ray gets tired of hearing her, so he starts flying downstairs to go to Audrina's room so he can get some peace and quiet. While he's walking down the stairs, why does Deidra lean over the rail and says, you F word, loud and clear? Ray stopping his tracks a little bit on the stairs and he like, you. And she acting like that's the worst thing she ever heard after she done called somebody the F word. Tell me, how could you call a woman that? How could you call a woman that? Like, Deidra, please. Like, you know you out of order when your own friends Orlando and Will in the other room gasping for air when you said that. Like, sister, you out of line. Even in 2006. How this beef got so sticky that Ray was even threatening to leave the house, girl. He had a chip on his shoulder the entire season after that, honey. He even got to argue with his own bestie, Audrina. Remember when she said you just mad that you big boned it and then he called her a broke crackhead? I know y'all remember.